Hello and welcome back. I'm here with Lartey. Lartey is, I believe, the MD of Reach for Change in Ghana, and she gave a very interesting talk and she shared some stories with us. So let's hear from Amma herself. Tell us some more about your talk. How do you feel, first and foremost?
It's always a pleasure to share stories and ideas at a platform like this, so I feel good.
Great, fantastic. So tell us a bit more about your talk, because you said you shared some unique stories of people in Ethiopia, the Injera lady, for instance.
So Reach for Change runs accelerators and incubators, which are programs that help entrepreneurs who have an idea to take that idea, turn it into a company and grow it. And we run these competitions in 7 African countries. I told stories from 4 of those entrepreneurs, and the Injera lady is one of them.
Great, so I believe you've seen a lot of impact happen across the continent.
I have, and I have to say, for me, the biggest thing that I get out of my work is just the inspiration of seeing people seeing problems in their community and deciding to do something to tackle them, taking a step, one small step, and that leads to another and another and another, and then a new innovative organization is born. And a lot of the speakers at TED today are social entrepreneurs. And so it is a time for inspiration, and it was a pleasure to be able to bring 4 stories that weren't necessarily on the stage themselves.
So let me ask you though, what's your personal story? Because I remember you mentioned something about being young and driving around the city. Tell us some more about it.
So my personal story, I grew up on the University of Ghana campus. It's a very different life, which is why coming into the city sometimes would be a shock. Right after college, I started my first enterprise. It was a business, and it didn't do very well. I learned a lot through the process, and in that learning realized that there was a lot of things that if I had known, I wouldn't have made those mistakes. So one of the things that drives me is helping entrepreneurs. I then did an MBA in entrepreneurship and started my second social enterprise, which is still growing after 7 years. It's based in Boston, and it creates curriculum for children. So that was a social enterprise. And then I came back home, and now what I do is support social entrepreneurs, because I know that a person with drive can achieve so much, but having a bit of support along the way, connections to an expert, connection to a mentor who's done something similar, or just an encouraging person to talk to when you've had a hard day can make a big difference. And that's what we do at Reach for Change.
Thank you very much. That's a very deeply personal story of change and rethinking priorities. And I think that we do have a lot to learn from you. So just to go, what's the one thing you would say that people need to bear in mind going away with your talk?
I would say you are the one to solve the problem in your community you see. No one is coming from anywhere to come and fix it, and neither is the government. Even if it is the government's responsibility, you need to be the one maybe who puts pressure, who shines the light. And I think we see many more young Ghanaians taking responsibility and rising up to the challenge, and I would ask people to do it even more. I want to see even more young Ghanaians rising up to the challenge.
Thank you very much, Lartey. Lartey is the MD of Reach for Change in Ghana. It's a social enterprise incubator. So thank you, Amma.
Thank you very much.